Let's talk about downsizing. It's a word that brings up a lot of feelings, right? For some people, it's this exciting dream of a simpler, easier life. For others, it's a bit of a scary thought. But no matter how you feel about it, it is a massive decision. So today, we're going to get into the real deal. We'll go past the fantasy and look at what it really takes to know if it's the right move for you.
Okay, so first things first. Let's dive into that dream, the picture-perfect version of downsizing that looks so good on paper.
And this is it, isn't it? The fantasy. It's this idea that you just sell the big place, buy a small one, and suddenly life is simpler and your bank account is fatter. It sounds like this perfect, tidy solution to a life that feels a little too cluttered or expensive. But, yeah, you guessed it. The reality is a whole lot more complicated. Anyone who's actually done it will tell you it is a huge undertaking. Not just moving boxes around, but emotionally and financially too. And that complexity is exactly what we're going to unpack right now. So, now that we've had our little reality check, let's talk about the good stuff. What are the amazing benefits that make this whole idea so tempting in the first place? This is the why behind the whole dream. For most people, it really boils down to this right here, the money. A smaller home a lot of the time means a much smaller stack of bills every single month. We're talking about your mortgage, your insurance, how much you pay for heat and electricity, even your property taxes. All of that can shrink, freeing up some serious cash. And then there's maybe the most precious thing of all, your time. I mean, just think about it. If your weekends have turned into this endless to-do list of yard work and home repairs, imagine just getting all of those hours back. You're literally trading chores for freedom. And this gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't about giving up. It's about getting smart. It's about making your home fit the life you are living today, not the life you had 2 decades ago. Maybe you just don't need all those extra bedrooms anymore. It's about making your space work for your current reality. Beyond the practical stuff, there's this huge mental benefit. The process of downsizing forces you, in a good way, to really think about what you own. You get to intentionally decide what's important enough to keep. And people who go through this almost always talk about this incredible feeling of lightness, of relief. And look, let's be clear, downsizing isn't always just about less square footage. A lot of the time, it's about getting a better dot on the map. It's your chance to move closer to your kids, or find a neighborhood where you can actually walk to the coffee shop, or just have easier access to your doctors. It's about optimizing your location for your life. Okay, so the benefits, they sound pretty amazing, right? But you know what? A truly smart decision means you have to look at the whole picture. So now we've got to flip the coin and talk about the challenges, the hurdles that can really trip you up if you're not ready for them. And we have to start with the emotional side of things, because this one, it's a biggie. That house isn't just wood and nails. It's where your kids took their first steps. It's where you had countless holiday dinners. It holds decades of your life. And leaving that behind can be really tough. It's okay to feel that. Then there's the one thing nobody can control, the housing market. You might want to sell your big house at the exact same time as 100 other people in your town. Or maybe you're ready to buy, but there are hardly any of the small, one-level homes you're looking for. The timing might not line up perfectly, and that's just a reality of the market. And don't forget, even though the whole point might be to save money long term, the process of moving costs a pretty penny. You've got movers, home inspections, closing costs when you sell and when you buy, maybe even needing to rent a place for a month in between. It adds up fast. Okay, let's just state the obvious. You are giving up space. And that has real-world consequences, right? It could mean there's no guest room when family comes to visit. Or maybe your hobby space gets a lot smaller. And where in the world are you going to put all those holiday decorations? You have to be really honest with yourself about these trade-offs. Now, this next one might actually surprise you. You absolutely cannot assume that smaller automatically means cheaper. Think about it. A brand new, smaller condo in a really hot neighborhood could easily cost the same as or even more than your older, larger house. Location and condition are huge factors in the price. All right, we've laid out the good, the bad, and the complicated. So how in the world do you figure out if this is right for you? Well, this is where it gets super personal. Let's go through a few key questions, kind of like a litmus test, to see if this is a path that really makes sense for your life. So first, just take a mental walk around your house right now. Be totally honest with yourself.
Are there rooms you literally haven't been in for months? Because you're still paying to heat them, cool them, and insure them. Is that empty space really worth it? And what about your weekends? When you think about mowing the lawn or cleaning the gutters, do you feel a sense of pride and accomplishment? Or do you just feel tired? That feeling right there, that tells you a whole lot about where you're at. Seriously, take out a calculator and run the numbers. What would an extra few hundred, maybe even $1,000 in your pocket each month actually do for you? Would that mean more travel, less stress, more security? What does that freedom look like? And try to think beyond just the size of the house. Would living all on one floor make your daily routine way easier? Would being in a town where you can walk to things change how you feel day to day? How could a change improve your quality of life? And finally, here's the big one, the real gut check. Are you truly ready for this journey? Not just for packing boxes, but for sorting through memories, for the goodbyes, and for all the logistics that come with a change this big. You see, at the end of the day, downsizing can be an incredibly smart, empowering move. The goal isn't just to get a simple yes or no answer. It's about figuring out if you're ready to see this as a thoughtful, well-planned transition into the next amazing chapter of your life. So, as we wrap this up, the real question isn't about square footage. It's about vision. Forget about the house you have now for just a second and dream a little. What does home really look and feel like for your next chapter? That's the question that's worth spending some time on.